right, everybody, what's going on? It's JP Morgan. We're back with another video. I just wanted to give a bit of an update on our VeChain and Bitcoin analysis. Um, if we go to Bitcoin, we'll start with Bitcoin. We've been playing within the levels that we had marked off previously. It's been a while since we covered Bitcoin, but obviously we haven't broken, well, we didn't break under 29,400. We almost tapped it. We didn't quite touch it, but within the last week, we have been playing at the levels that we previously marked off as support levels, and if they were broken, they would turn into resistance points. And so we'll take it from here on the 4-hour. Obviously, we see here we marked 40,240. If you guys remember from our previous video where we went over this markup as that being broken and turning into resistance, if that wasn't pushed past and cleared above and closed above. And so here we see at the 40,000 between 250 to 300, that turned to resistance. So Bitcoin didn't break past it. As we see here, that wick was an attempt, didn't break past, and so we saw that turn into resistance. Bitcoin broke under the 38,000 level, as we had mentioned previously, as the level to look out for. And we can also see here that not only was this turned into resistance there, but this was broken and closed under, and this has been playing as a bit of resistance right here. If we move over with this candle here, and within the last day or so, we are also rejecting this 38,000 area. So we haven't broken above it. And right now, unless we get a break and close above, we still have some downside that we can see. Obviously, I'm looking between 29,447 where the line is at. Obviously, that was the upside move where we had started initially in the beginning of January. And that is our next support. I feel like we have this zone here, 34,000, but I think we could break under that and test 29,000 again. I would not be surprised if that is something that we see in the near future. Now, since we see Bitcoin playing out, just some things to keep an eye on. Obviously, we want to keep an eye on this candle here. That is a level of support as of right now. This candle, this bear candle, that was followed by the upside move. And right now we're holding that pretty well. But if that breaks, then we're looking at 29,000. These wicks have to get filled, and so do these. And so that's why I do feel like we could see a push down to 29,400. But right here is a pretty determining factor. And the 4-hour has been pretty good to us recently. Here we see in the last couple of days, Bitcoin has held up pretty well here on the 2-hour chart. And if we drop down to the 1-hour, it's the same story. We've bounced off this level quite a bit. And so right now is a pretty key moment determining what happens with these next few candles. If we bounce off of this again and move back upward, back towards what is now resistance at 38,180 and $40,200. So we're just playing within this bit of a $10,000 range. It's quite wide, but we have support and resistance levels that we can bounce off of. It's like ping pong. It's just playing back and forth between these key levels. So now VeChain is doing the exact same thing. Obviously, we had mentioned previously that our previous all-time highs that were broken here would turn into support. And if that was broken, then we'd see this gray box get tested. Here we saw the gray box get tested. We didn't get a break and close below. So that is holding up pretty well as support. That is holding up very well as support. It held up pretty well. We saw a bounce there. Previous all-time highs on the 14th had served as a bit of resistance. It was playing between the 0.022 and 0.026 area for a bit, but then it broke here and closed above. Retested here at this candle. I'm gonna just zoom in on that candle. It broke, retested here, and now that serves as support for vechain. So we're seeing some pretty consistent moves with vechain. Again, it's like ping pong. You're just playing back and forth between these support levels. I would like to see this broken though, in order for us to push and close above. That would be ideal. Obviously, if we want to continue to make all-time highs, that is something that we need to keep an eye on. If we drop to the lower time frames, let's go to the 30-minute. We have this candle to break above. And so we'll just mark that off right now. We want to close above this. And hold and push toward our previous all-time highs from 2 weeks ago. So we're just going to keep an eye on vechain right now. Obviously, we're looking for a break and close above 3 cents. But I do think that for the meantime, we will be bouncing back and forth between 3 cents and 0.026. But just keep an eye on that. If this does get broken and closed above, 0.032 is my next target. And once that gets broken and cleared, as mentioned, we're taking it in intervals of a couple cents. So we'll see what happens and where it halts and creates new resistance points at 0.032. But for now, that is that for vechain. And for Bitcoin, CCIV is the stock that we had gone over. The rumors are holding up pretty well, and there's a lot of FOMO moves right now after hours. Market closed at $17.90, but the after hours pushed us to about $19.20. I think it peaked at $19.50, but pulled back a bit. So CCIV, we have a Bloomberg terminal leak that I feel is what caused the after hours run. I think that's what caused the after hours run, but obviously we'll just have to wait and see what the outcome of that is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the inauguration, so we just have to wait and see how things are playing out. $17 has been a pretty solid support for CCIV. The last week or so, we haven't broken below $17 and held. We've just seen wicks break below, and so we're just going to wait and see what exactly happens with CCIV on Friday. We know that this wick downward is what kind of caught everybody. We opened at $20, but we broke above $20 early on during the day, and then we had a pretty sudden downside move, but $17 has held up pretty well. For CCIV, this is the candle that we're going to be playing off of for now. And so we're going to look at the edge of the candle and the 50%. That is where we are going to be looking. That is what served us well so far, and that's where we're going to be playing for now. The edge of this candle, which is $17.80, and the 50% roughly, which is $17.20. So we're going to be playing within that range. If we break below, then we'll be concerned for some more downside. There's a gap here, but we're not too concerned about that. There's a lot of FOMO buying going on right now, and we could see some pretty hefty moves, but after hours is pretty convincing, and there's a lot of large orders being placed for CCIV. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. Obviously, again, with Bitcoin, just keep an eye on the levels we spoke about. vechain, same thing. We have a range that we're playing in right now, and so just keep an eye on that. And CCIV, obviously, a very strong potential. The risk to reward is worth it for me, and so I will continue to hold my calls. I'm in some March 2nd call, or March 19th and February 19th calls, and so that's what I'm holding right now. And so we'll see what happens with that. But to wrap it all up, thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.